Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on back to another brand new video. And yep, my name is Patrick, the smarts and dumb of being funny. And today, everybody, do I got a story time to tell you guys? Do I gotta tell you guys a story time? Now, honestly, this video will be premiered around the 17th, so be sure to go ahead and check out on the 17th, by the way, if you want to check it. So just want to let you guys know that yes, I will be telling you guys a story time. A story time where you guys might actually get to know a little bit of why I actually like something a little bit more cool than I used to like pretty much when I got most of the Wii games around Toys R Us. Yes, it's true. I got most certainly amount of Wii games in Toys R Us, but yes, that's where I might tell you guys about the story. So yeah, I actually will want you guys to get prepared to like sit around in a bit of a circle. But if you don't want to, I mean that's completely fine if you want to watch it. But hey, it's cool. I mean it's fine. So here comes a bit of a story time that I will tell you. So the story time I'll tell you is this. So I actually was a bit more of a teenager back then and a bit of a kid back then as well. So just so you know that those are two positive answers that are correct. So yeah, that's pretty much why that I was a bit of a teenager and a bit of a kid why I liked still Toys R Us because hey, Toys R Us actually brought me a little bit of a good soul into it. It brought me back to like a bit of memories. I actually cared liking that store a lot more positively. I actually liked going to their store, and I actually loved going around like seeing as the say is, oh, I love getting some out of Wii games, and I like getting some out of Amiibos. Yeah, those ones are still true. I mean, trust me. I mean, trust me from the heart. Trust me. I actually loved getting the Amiibos. Even if it was the Wii U, then hell, I'd still get most of that in pretty bit easy. Now, I'll say is this. One, why was Toys R Us the best store I had ever gone to? One, I actually was still in my apartment back then, or pretty much back at the other house, exactly. You know, it was a bit more different and a little bit not so complicated into most of that time. I mean, hell, I actually will explain to you about the house one exactly. So about the house exactly, I was kind of actually around the house exactly on like the other side of the place, you know, when it was a bit of like a long time ago, exactly a little bit back in the past a bit, since I actually did move into a house where I had a pool, by the way, and I had a trampoline exactly. You know, I love that house. Seriously, for real. I loved that house. Whenever it was a bit of a long time ago. But yeah, I'd still say that house was a bit more memorable to me. Very amazing to me. You know, it had like some upstairs, like I had some Wii games upstairs. You know, it was like a big door exactly, the white door, like you get to open that without using the handle. Like you get used to use your bare hands to like push it open a little bit, but not too hard. Just a bit rough, just not a bit rough, but just a little bit gentle. You know, as it was a bit opened, then I get used to sit in the black chair and pretty much play out of Wii games. You know, whenever I do love sometimes sitting around in the dark. I mean, hey, I mean sometimes believe me, I'm more of a night owl than pretty much like the day person. You know, I'm more of a night owl. Trust me, I'm more of a night owl than just pretty much like a day owl. I'm more of like a night owl, which means my eyes can see a little bit out of like night vision a little bit. But hey, sometimes I'm a little bit bored. Sometimes to like say is hey, I mean, you know, I survive loads a ton of things. I could survive like a little bit of darkness and sometimes not too dark. I could just see barely from the darkness a bit. Even though I might know where I'm going without tripping, but hey, I learned that a little bit commonly to know where I always use my brain exactly without having a bit of a hard struggle a little bit where I'm actually looking around in place to place, but that's all I'm pretty much knowing. But yeah, just tell you guys the truth is that I loved the house. You know, it's a little bit near since I actually was around the house exactly. I mean, there used to be a time where I get to hang out with Joe exactly, not the president I'm not talking about, just talking about a neighbor. Just a neighbor. Like there was like 2 blocks away. You know, just pretty much on the right side exactly, but just bear to know is that yeah, I did actually get to use to hang out with some neighbors back then. You know, it was a bit of a circle around and there was like a steep hill. Yeah, that's the neighborhood I was talking about where I was there. You know, I actually was in a bit of a bottom hill exactly, you know, pretty much when I was at the center exactly, the center of the house where I used to be at, you know, pretty much whenever I get to have fun in that house, But I did have a bed exactly. It was like near the right side of the door exactly, like going upstairs, like it was the upstairs second floor. I always loved staying at the upstairs. Believe me, I'd actually stay upstairs all the time. The upstairs, I kind of give it for it. Second floor is always good. It's always good. But in certainly, yeah, that's where I had to sometimes have my memory fun over there. Even though I had some fun memories there, I'd say that, I just want to tell you guys to share you my story to you guys, why I liked the house exactly when I was a little bit younger or a bit teenager like. But, I still used to like that house long time ago. I mean, I never wanted to move out of that house. Like, I was, hell no. Hell no, I never want to get out of that house. I mean, hell no, I didn't want to move. But the only problem was that it was a bit more kind of a bit tough, but I'd still kind of say that I used to liking that house way a lot often. I'd still love liking that house way oftenly, and I very truly cared about it for certainly. Now there he comes a time that I actually say is that I still like going to Toys R Us while still being in that house. Whenever I just had to we just had to drive all the way down to Toys R Us. I think Toys R Us was at like a kind of like 30 blocks or kind of like a long drive to get there. So it was a bit of a long drive to get there. But as until I say again that Toys R Us was still amazing, I love going to Toys R Us. That's when I still get to get some 3DS games and Wii U games and Wii games only. I'd actually get most of those games. And even when I got an Xbox, believe me, that's when I was at the apartment, at 7 West. I wasn't talking about that. I might get to that. Yeah, I might get to that later. What I'm saying is that I used to be in a house back then, when I was a bit younger, a bit like a teenager. So that's when I still actually was kind of like been over there. But yeah, that's when I still had a trampoline and a pool. I mean, believe me. I mean, the trampoline, we're not going to probably talk about that one. It's a little bit more of a conscious thing that I got bunked in my head once, don't want to really talk about it, but hey, I really didn't really like it in the first place a little bit, but I still like the trampoline. Trust me, I like the trampoline, but not the part when I actually bunked my damn fucking head exactly because I didn't like the way how I got bunked exactly. I do have like a bit of a hard head once, but it's sometimes it only pisses me off a little bit whenever sometimes the zipper wasn't freaking closed all the way. So that way I wouldn't bunk my goddamn fucking head exactly. So that way I wouldn't be freaking conscious. But even if I was conscious, then it's total shit a little bit. But like I said again, I really, really didn't know what I was thinking exactly. But again, at least I don't have the one that I don't have dementia. Like other than like that, pretty much I don't have like dementia. But sometimes again, I learned to like use a bit of my brain without having losing brain cells. And for certainly I mean, even if I did lose brain cells, I mean that could be one case why I would have like pretty much got like a normalized doctor, like a normal doctor would clear my conscious, for my brain exactly to like fix my brain, but not all wackily like, as in far for some shit, stupid crap that is. I sometimes don't want to talk about like, the left, which I don't want to talk about sometimes about that. But again, I'm just trying to be like civilized, trying to be like civilized, trying to be civilized, just be right in middle exactly, just trying to be like a normal person that would know what he's doing or he or her exactly are doing, but that's the only way I'm actually explaining it. Just trying to be very nice and discerningly. Like, I mean, sometimes I just like say is just be chill and be nice. Is that all I'm at right now? But let's get to the point of the move out thing. So, as in for the move out, I actually did move out of that house exactly. I actually did cry a little bit that I really never liked moving out of that house. I mean, hey, I'd still liked it, but it wasn't my choice for otherwise that some buyer actually wanted to buy some house for some stupid crap. Which I mean, seriously, again though, it really didn't have actually went best to plan, but yeah, so pretty much. And after a few years, a little bit exactly, is that, yeah, I did moved into an apartment complex known as 7 West exactly, which, oh yeah, I actually did make content a little bit out there. I actually made content before I became a YouTuber. I mean, I was in a YouTuber when I was back at the house, the old house exactly. I was in a YouTuber back then. I didn't know much about YouTube a little bit, but until then, that's when I get to learn a bit of YouTube experience whenever I was in like in a bit of a apartment complex known as 7 West. That's the only point why in 7 West I actually made content there. Just to make like full amount of casualty content, just to like amount of like videos, like amount of videoing, just for the first time exactly before I actually got all that started. But just so you know, 7 West was about like whenever I was making YouTube videos back at the time. I think that was back at the time when I was like 15 years old, or pretty much whenever I was going to get like into experience with YouTube and more of like amount of videoing I was doing back at that time. So that's whenever I was trying to make a story to you guys. I mean, some of the stories is true. Is that I'm explaining the big truth, the big hitting ones. As I'm wanting to tell you that yes, those stuff are true. As if I did say something false, then that's when I say it's not true. So yeah, that's what I'm just saying is that what I'm clearly being saying is that what I'm saying is true. That yes, I used to be a YouTuber when I was at 7 West. A little bit whenever I was making content there, but yeah, that's the point of it. So, as in for a matter of fact, is that I hope you guys actually did matter likely enjoy the story. But here's the story when it was a little bit amount of 7 West. Now, listen, 7 West. Oh, 7 West was the best. I love when I was going to their pool. Trust me, I actually love going to 7 West. Even hell, they had like a workout place there too. I actually would pretty much would go into the like to the gym, but I'm not much of a puncher. I mean, I can learn training a little bit of punching as long as I might actually use my common brain to know how I might do punching or kicking, as not much to know exactly. But as in for the weight training room, oh, I actually love doing about it the training room. It was a little bit stronger for me. Like sometimes if I actually would like carry heavy stuff, heavy stuff, it could break my arms a little bit. But I'm just saying is that if some of that actually did break my arms, it would actually been a little bit uncalled for if that was the only thing I'll be talking about. So, as I said again, is that if I carry like big, heavy, stronger ones, those could definitely break my arms. Even if I'm still trying to like survive a little bit of without breaking my arms, then that's all I'm trying to survive from. Is not like having harder things to be challenged because I just take things on a medium or an easier challenge without having harder ones to be like kind of actually didn't try to break my back or anything or try to break any parts of my skin exactly or my bones exactly, which I try to be very careful with that without having anything to be complained. So that's all I pretty much know. And now, there's two pools. One, there was a pool. Two, there was another pool, and then including was a hot tub. Oh, I believe me, I love going into the hot tub as myself is. The hot tubs. Oh, I love having the hot tub. I really actually enjoy the hotness exactly, but not too hot, just pretty much warm. It's like pretty much I enjoy it with the heat exactly. I just love going to their pool. Trust me, I know that's a little bit easier. I love going to their pool. Hey, I actually love the hot tub and the pool. But the pool thing is that it just freezes me a little bit to death, exactly a little bit of cold. I just never like going in cold. I'm more of like a hot guy, more not cold. I'm more of a hot person, just a hot person, just not a cool person. But that's all I pretty much know. So anyway, that's my story to you guys, pretty much knowing why that I actually, just told you guys that I was a bit of a YouTuber back then whenever I was in 7 West. But, that's pretty much all that actually explains. But again, if you guys want the real story of knowing why I got to be in the YouTuber in the first place, trust me, I'll give you guys another sad amount of satisfaction story to you guys. Just letting you all know that pretty much who gave me the idea of me being a YouTuber. Just so you know, I'm not going to just like say last name part. I'm not going to say the last name because, people say that people say is don't say the last name because it will be a little bit more of an information talk, which I don't want to get to all that information talk. I mean, I'll kind of go with saying is that person shall not be named, as I might say. Is that I think I'll kind of go for that a little bit of a better response. Just saying like what Liberal Hive Mind said. But any of you guys do not know who Liberal Hive Mind is, by the way, trust me, he's a very great YouTuber and actually talks the truth for once. Talks about the truth. Which I'm not trying to be all too political exactly. I'm not trying to be political or whatever. I'm just saying is that I'm just trying to be, as nice as I'm trying to be exactly. So, yeah. So, Liberal Hive Mind is a good YouTuber. But again, pretty much. Now, let's get right into another matter of a story back in what I was saying is in 7 West. Is that 7 West? Oh, I did went to ToysRus, by the way. It was the same thing to go around in like for amount of blocks. But trust me, I know. Pretty much whenever we were driving all the way to ToysRus again, I had to get a bike. I had a bike whenever I was around the old neighborhood. When I had a bike. But for me, I did have a bike, but some people actually stole my bike a long time ago already. I mean, it's only been passed, but it was a little bit too kind of weird. It was kind of bit weird. I mean, I was kind of saying this, what the hell? Who stole my fucking bike? And I mean, I'd be calling the fucking police. I'd be calling the police to know who stole that damn bike. I mean, for once, that's kind of bullshit, and I actually say that's bullcrap. For who intended for the one who stole my bike? Seriously, bruh. That's just so stupid, and that's fucked up for so many reasons. That's fucked up. I mean, seriously. I mean, you can really go to jail for someone trying to steal your bike. I mean, call the police. If you call the police, please do. And go arrest the people who stole the bike. I mean, it's not that hard to go. I mean, for me, by the way, yeah, I had my bike stolen for a lot of reasons. I mean, one, I did not know who stole my bike in the first place. I mean, pretty much you gotta get a lock that you have to lock the bike into somewhere, but it's kind of pretty BS when you know about it. It's kind of BS and bullcrap. I mean, it's kind of bullshit. But again, I could have wished that the bike could have still stayed around in the inside of the apartment, but it wasn't allowed. I mean, it wasn't allowed. I mean, if that would have been the case, I mean, it could have not been allowed. So, anyway, as I'm going to still explain, is that, well, let's not talk about the bike for now. I mean, pretty much considering the people what actually will explain to say is, hey, what happened with your bike? I mean, what happened with your bike? I mean, did you have a bike for once? Did you know how to learn how to use bike riding? Okay, one. All right, I'll tell you guys this. One, I did learn to do bike riding back then. Whenever I was in bike school, by the way, whenever I went to school, by the way, for a bike school, I had to like use my biking exactly for bike skills. Just how to like ride a bike exactly. How to like pretty much pretty much to use the brakes exactly to pretty much to like hold something by the way while you're riding the bike, pretty much to like use like the hand gears by the way, pretty much going for like 1 through 8 by the way. It shows you how you do your speed by the way. But trust me, I know how to go fast in a bike without crashing. I mean, for once, by the way, I did use to crash a little bit from the bike, a little, but I still got a bit of experience without crashing it a bit, as in pretty much from age exactly, from how I actually learned to use the bike, from me how to use the bike to go fast or go a bit slow. I mean, trust me, I know how to use a bike when I use one because I just used to do it back then when I was like around like as a teenager. Pretty much I had to say that bike school was an interesting way. I love going to bike school, just for something interesting and a bit of an interesting taste that I enjoy about biking. But seriously, I actually did enjoy it for once. I actually enjoyed much more. Now, anyway, let's go back to the Toys R Us topic. So, pretty much with me exactly that we were just driving to Toys R Us, by the way, pretty much going to Toys R Us. I mean, for how many miles it went exactly, whenever I was in 7 West, by the way, it took like about like 40 miles in a bit amount of blocks. Whenever you get to all the way to Toys R Us again and buy some amount of like stuff, by the way, that's when I still said again, I still got some amount of Wii and Wii U and then Xbox. Trust me, I still did it and pretty much got like the 3DS stuff, which I still probably went to get to Toys R Us. But yeah, that's definitely a common way I'd say yes. I did went to most of those places. Just still Toys R Us though, but hey, it's still Toys R Us. Now, just want to say is that yeah, I actually will say the bad news is that for Toys R Us, yeah, here comes the bad part. I will tell is that yes, the bad part was that now, Toys R Us has been closed for many decades. It's been closed for decades since the Corona. That has been with the problem with it. That since it was closed, since yeah, it sucked. I mean, it sucked horse shit. It does. It did really suck horse shit, which it definitely did. So yeah, it really did. So now as for Toys R Us, bro, I love Toys R Us. I really did. I actually cared about Toys R Us. Even hell, I actually liked their store. I actually love going to their store and actually bought some things, that I would actually say is nice compliments to Toys R Us. Like, bro, I'd say I give Toys R Us 5 stars. I would give it 5 stars in their review if I would have been that honest. But seriously, Toys R Us was like heaven. Toys R Us was like the new heaven to me. Like it was heaven. It was like the heaven of the heavens, which Toys R Us was just very decent and have amount of fun, which I love still going to their Toys R Us store. And also, yeah, it still sucked while it was closed, but the good news is, I want to tell you, is that Toys R Us was reopened into the malls. Yo! Like Toys R Us for real. I mean, for real, for reals. Toys R Us was actually open in the mall. Like I was very quite surprised in pretty much a matter like decently. I could say like 10 top ways of me saying is holy damn, Toys R Us is actually open. Which I'd say is, yo, I'm actually saying is that Toys R Us was finally open for once, which I love saying is hell yeah, like hells yeah. So anyway, that's the whole point of you guys for the story that I wanted to remind you for. So yeah, that's actually the story. And also one thing, even though that Toys R Us was closed, I still went to GameStop while that was happening. I'd still say that that GameStop was my second best and pretty much my first and second best. That I went to GameStop. Now GameStop, I actually say that GameStop was actually their best thing. I actually love going to GameStop. I'd pretty much get them out of their Wii U, 3DS, Xbox, PS4. Even though I'm still saying that, but PS4 pretty much still exactly is here exactly, but just want to let you know that pretty much I still have the Wii U, and Xbox, and 3DS, and then Nintendo Switch. Yeah, Nintendo Switch, I'm still getting a little bit amount of use for the Nintendo Switch, or I'm still using it for a amount of times whenever I go on vacations, or using like the Nintendo Switch for anything. Which, yes, again, Nintendo Switch will probably won't be online whenever I go on to vacations. Just letting one and you all let you all know about that is I can't pretty much use the Nintendo Switch for like online reasons because I can't use it for online because it actually goes offline. I mean, offline still works with that, but again, just have to be very actually a bit more civilized whenever the connection fades away or just stays not much as fade away. But that's only want to let you know. Now, I want to tell you guys, I'll show you a picture. I'll show you a picture. Give me a minute. I'll show you guys a picture that I did actually got a picture while I was at Toys R Us, by the way. So here's a picture that I went to Toys R Us, and yeah, I did took a picture, or should I say, I was hanging out with a giraffe of the mascot, which, yeah, the giraffe of the mascot was more of a statue, more like a sitting chair of a statue. But here's this. I actually did went to Toys R Us, and trust me, I actually loved going to their Toys R Us, which for now, I'm actually saying this is amazing. So, here it is, everybody. Here it is. And also, give it a minute. It's going to take time to, fade away for a little bit. So, here's me. Here's me in Toys R Us, by the way. There's me with the giraffe. Yeah, this is definitely me, and there's a giraffe. So, yes, I actually did sit on that chair, by the way. Well, pretty much someone was taking a picture of me, which I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to go into too many detailed things exactly because I just don't want to go through all that. So just want to say that yes, that's definitely me in a picture with a giraffe. Which, yeah, that's definitely their mascot for real. That's definitely for real their mascot. So just want to say is that yeah, it was absolutely the first time for me that I've actually been taken a picture by a giraffe for the first time. Very much the first time. Anyway, so without that being said, thank you very much for watching. So be sure to give this video a like and comment, subscribe the bell, be notified. And also, the best thing is that the Toys R Us is actually open in malls now, which it's finally good that the Toys R Us thing is finally open in malls now, which felt without it being going out of business. Which I mean, it did went out of business when the whole stupid Corona 19 exists. Which, yeah, that's the whole problem with that one. So, yeah, that's actually why it sucked the most. I mean, I don't blame Amazon or even Toys R Us itself. I'm saying that Amazon and Toys R Us, they're already cool in my book, but it's only whenever I actually find interesting a bit. I know that people certainly say is, hey, Amazon's just still better than Toys R Us. I mean, why even care about Toys R Us even if it still closes out of business? Well, for me, by the way, that says, like I said again, that's for my business only. I mean, it's none of your business if I like Amazon or Toys R Us. I mean, it's just my opinion. If I actually like both of the places, I mean, go for it. I mean, I still like Amazon and Toys R Us though. I mean, I keep it to myself. I mean, if I see which one I find absolutely good or to the worst, I mean, that will be my decision wise for me to take that answer. So, as I said again, is that yeah, Toys R Us, I'd still like going over there. But again, though, Toys R Us is definitely open in Washington Square Mall, which I absolutely say this is amazing for once. That yeah, It's actually amazing. So again, though, hope you guys enjoy the video. Like I said, is give this video a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, so that way that you won't miss a single video that comes onto this channel. So thank you, everybody, and I actually hope you guys enjoyed a very matter of a story time to me. Pretty much matter of the story time. And also, one more thing, by the way, is that yes, I did move down to 7 West. Well, pretty much that was happening, by the way. And yeah, I pretty much am now living in Scappoose, which again, though, is that yes, I currently do certainly enjoy the new move-in exactly, which I'd say the new move-in's pretty cool and all, which I'd say I get to love hanging out in there, where everything's quiet, nothing that doesn't go loud exactly, without having things with out of a ruckus, by the way. But like I said, I do love living in Scappoose, which I say is, trust me, I love living in Scappoose. I mean, it's just way better without like dealing with stupid smokers with pot exactly with stupid shit, which I've been telling you guys about that one for about another video or so, which I did told you guys that I did not like going through most of this, which, I never liked it, which I mean, hey, I never get to like go for it. I'm just saying is that I never liked the smell. It was just stupid smell. It was like the worst smell I had ever experienced. I mean, hell, thank God I'm away from those smokers, which hell, thank God. And those smokers from pretty much from downstairs, whoever had kids down there could actually go frick themselves. They can go absolutely fuck themselves for absolutely being irresponsible adults and irresponsible parents. Which I mean, seriously, take care of your fucking kids. I mean, take care of your kids. You freaking lotus of your narcissists. Which seriously, not trying to be rude though, but take care of your fucking kids. For Jesus Christ. I mean, do it. I mean, if you want to pretty much be the one not to take responsibilities, then I'd say is fuck off. God damn. I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, even though people have most likely have a different saying and different times to say for their explanations, I mean, again, that's all I'm just saying is just having a common opinion and having a very might as well be damning opinion. So anyway, that's your story to you guys. I tell you that, yeah, Toys R Us is definitely my favorite place. I love going over there. And even hell, even if it's still open for business, yeah, it's still open now in 2023. But in 2024, I'm going to love going to Toys R Us very oftenly, going like very often to go over there and like see if there's any plushies over there that I can actually make some YouTubing videos on my separate channels, even though I'll actually will make videos on the MEET videos, which yes, I'm a YouTuber, which I definitely could definitely make videos if I can. If I get plush characters that actually will, make me feel a bit interested into those characters, then that's when I might get them and buy them in Toys R Us. That's when I might get them. Even if there's games I would love getting, even if it's the Wii or Wii U or Xbox or 3DS or whatever, then that's when I might get it. So, as I still said again, is I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, the bell, be notified. And if you guys have any suggestions or whatever, then hope you guys enjoy about of another story time with me, Patrick, the smarts and dumb of being funny. So, without that being said, thank you very much for watching. And as I said again, like, comment, subscribe, the bell, be notified, so that way that you do not miss a single video that comes onto this very channel. So, again, thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy this premiere of about like 30 minutes. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys upon to the very absolutely next video. So, without that being said, thank you, and I'll see you guys again next time. And if you're a new person to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. And also, just want to let you guys know, and for another information thing, as I want to tell you on the mark, by the way, for the 500, yeah. If actually, I'll say this again. I'll say this. So, if the 500 subscribers still stays on the number where it stays on the number where it's always going to stay, just remember, is even if the number still stays plus, by the way, which means it's moved, but if it's minus, then it's moving down. So just want to let you guys know on that note. It's just so you know, if the 500 subscribers stays there, it means I'll give myself some time to release that special. But if it still doesn't stay there where it's always staying, then that's where I don't get to make that special. So I'm not trying to make that as a challenge. I'm making that as a reminder reason to tell. So just want to let you know is that reason is just pretty much to tell. So, as without that being said, is that yep, that's one reminder I'll tell you guys about that for the 500. So yeah, I'd say is yep, pretty much. So, without that being said, thank you, and I'll see you guys again next time. And if you want to see more new videos coming up this week, then don't worry. There will be a premiere videos coming around each other time. But if you guys don't see me making videos on my first channel, then go ahead and check out my separate channels while you guys are at it too. But I mean, if you guys actually do say that you guys want to go ahead and check out my separate channels, then immediately subscribe to my separate channels while you guys are at it too. And one more thing. Be sure to subscribe to my gaming channel. Absolutely go ahead and subscribe to my gaming channel since, again, I'll tell you guys again, go ahead and subscribe to my gaming channel because my gaming channel, go ahead and subscribe. And it's on 359 subscribers. So if I were you guys, go ahead and subscribe to my gaming channel. You know, even if it reaches 400 subs, go ahead and actually make that happen. If you guys want to do that, go ahead and make it happen for 400 subscribers. So anyway, again, just want to let you guys know for another setup reminder is go ahead and do it. So without that being said, thank you for watching and we'll see you all next time. And also, your boy is about to sign out. And also, tell me, if you guys have tell me what you guys' favorite stores you guys actually like going to. Tell me that in the comments for what you guys actually like going into, what store you guys like the most. Even if it doesn't have to be Toys R Us, then just tell me if you guys do have any reminders about it. So with that being said, thank you, and I'll see you guys again next time. And also, God bless America. Even if I do another accent, by the way, oh yeah, I do another accent by saying is God bless America, which I can do that accent easy. And also, let me do a Texas voice by saying is God bless America from Texas. Yeah. So anyway, I'd say that is so. Anyway, with that being said, is thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time, and see you all upon next time. And also, peace out. Bye bye, everyone. Peace out.